Yes, the religious right are expressing their love of spirituality, and so I would like to share a very spiritual poem with you. This poem is from a book, The Last 6 Minutes of Elvis, and it's called Thank You, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for being a hippie, for 3 points on a triangle. Thank you, Jesus, for not showing up at my mother's place for dinner, for not bringing Peter, Paul, or Mary. Thank you, Jesus, for not smoking. Thank you, Jesus, for smoking sections. Thank you, Jesus, for smoke. Thank you, Jesus, for not being my father, for not being my son, for not haunting me. Thank you, Jesus, for the carpentry lesson on cross-building and the funny stories and the good times. Thank you, Jesus, for not dunking my head underwater, for not making me drink killer Kool-Aid, for not blowing me up, for not torturing me in a dungeon no one knows about. Thank you, Jesus, for sex and sunsets and silhouettes and stilettos and serious side effects and stereos and all the things that start with S. Thank you, Jesus, for not wearing a multicolored wig and goofy shoes. Thank you, Jesus, for beauty addiction and the fashion police, for shopping malls and dust mites. Thank you, Jesus, and thanks to all the painters who died painting you dying. Thank you, Jesus, for love and love's pain, and special thanks goes out to Jesus for not telling Dad. Thank you, Jesus, for not saving me and saving me. Calgary 2012, it's all about Calgary. Such a beautiful city and such a great educated town. Lots of really smart, hip people. Most of them are my friends. So that's, you know, I woke up one day and realized that. It's like, wow, man, this is friggin' cool. But sometimes you have to leave the city to appreciate, of course, the city you're in. And I'm really not a very good traveler, but I did take a couple of stints outside of the city, and this is a poem with 2 sections in it, and it talks about traveling to 2 different places. It's out of my brand new manuscript, has not been published yet. It's entitled, The Muse as Cycle Slut on Drugs. Part 1. The inner ear has a steering wheel. Inexplicable is the crusade out of the city of my birth. Truck transmission shatters near Sycamoose. 4 days I celebrate moose mouse days, drinking with truckers and fruit pickers, frolicking with frisbee as hang gliders float into the baseball game, forcing players to scurry for cover. Highway 101. The Corniche of Oregon is so picturesque no cognizance can hold it. By the time I arrive in California, sunglasses have germinated out of my head. Coked out cats in Mendocino with $1,000 tie-dye jean jackets. Sonoma Valley is an acid blur, but it is the grape that gets me through Napa. With turtle dust desires, I arrive at Berkeley and find a bar where I drink imported beer and listen to Diane DePrima recite Loba and Bobby Lou Hawkins read love poems. I smoke wheelchair pot and trout fish with Vonnegut. That night I dream a motorcycle mama crushing me with her hips. I become a howling wolf who finds his moon. Part 2. What informs the soul that feet should move? Why does a body grab a cab to the airport? open the door of an Irish pub at 11 o'clock in the morning and find it full of retired Irishmen, imbibing and talking politics. I do not admit to being a poet, as I can sense the danger. On the road to Tullamore, I'm concerned I may be living in a novel. At Leap Castle, as the locals suggest, I ignore the closed sign and wander around, listening to the ghosts of tortured people. The first time spirit ever grazed my compass. Years later, I remember the moment and the meaning of oubliette. Mist from the sea on one side of Valencia Island makes it rain constantly. LSD around the Ring of Kerry. If you think these mythical creatures are bad now, try closing your eyes. I don't know how Yeats got any work done. Ireland is where you train to be a professional alcoholic. Even the dust is wet. Back in Dublin, I kneel and weep on cobbled stones just to wash the blood away. Thank you so much for having this award and everything.